Well, greetings everybody. Welcome to my stream. Now, as my stream normally states, random streams, random times. I don't even have this one listed as a game that I'm going to normally stream, but I've decided I'm going to stream it today. I'm not going to be doing any form of survival scenario. Well, not a follow-on survival game. What I thought I would do today is just let you follow along, sit on my shoulder so to speak, as I build a new survival scenario. Something I like doing just for my own games. I play a lot of single player game, not a multiplayer person per se, or not usually anyway. So I thought I'd just let you sit in on the craziness that goes into building a scenario, a survival scenario. I've got several of them already that I use myself. I haven't put any up on the workshop, but I think I might do so pretty soon. This one I think is probably one that will end up on the workshop, just so that others can maybe take advantage of the fruits of my labour, so to speak, and see if they enjoy it. Now I do apologise if the audio, still trying to get the levels right on my microphone and so on. So anyway, let's start a new game, and we're going to go into custom, and we're actually just going to start with an empty world in creative. Now, what are we going to call this? Now, this is the way I normally name things, just so I can keep track of them while I'm working on them. Okay, it's a start scenario. Now let's give it a name. This is great. Total blank. Okay, pretty boring, but it'll do. That'll do. Okay, so offline makes players irrelevant. Usually turn autosave off, just while I'm building it. That way I can control what I actually record and save. As for mods, we're going to go vanilla. Not going to worry about any mods, not even any of the planets. No. Okay, we'll get those under advanced. Again, we'll keep things vanilla, safe. Astral amount, we'll go just normal, don't want to go high density. Yeah, we'll keep them medium. I like realistic sounds, not arcade. Don't want any block limits. Enable Spectator. I'm not going to use voxel hands. We do like random encounters, we'll put cargo ships in. I like running with air tightness. I know it's considered experimental, let's hope they change that. I don't like unsupported stations, I leave that off. I will enable wolves. No, actually I won't enable wolves just yet whilst I'm building this, but I will turn drones on. Okay, so that's the basic scenario. When we convert this over into a survival game ready, we will actually come in here and we will turn wolves back on, because I reckon it adds just that nice little bit of extra gameplay, adds more life into the world, makes it seem like it's a living, breathing world rather than just a dead world that's got nothing on it, except for you and pirates. So let's go with that, and let's start. Now the first thing we need to do is build the system. Now I'm tossing up on whether I'm going to start the player on the Earth type world. It has advantages, or whether I'm going to start them on the alien world. I prefer those two if I'm going to use it as a start scenario, because that way I can cut back on the environment settings. In other words, I can cut back on whether they need to have too much oxygen with them, or whether they need to be in an airtight base or an airtight ship. They can actually start with minimal resources and minimal usable base, so to speak, and they can survive without oxygen tanks. Any of the other ones like Mars or Europa and the Moon, these are all the base game stuff. Yeah, they need to have oxygen tanks and stuff like that, which adds its own little bit of difficulty to it. So let's start. Let's bring up our spawn menu. Now, for those who don't know that is actually Shift F10 on the keyboard. Bring up the spawn menu, and we're going to start with planets. And this is what I'm talking about. I need to decide whether I'm going to start on an alien or an Earth type world. And just for the extra challenge of it, I think we might start on an alien world. So, select alien. I like making it as big as possible, so 120 kilometer size. It has no bearing, I believe, on the alien world, but I still always regenerate seeds just so that when I do actually need something that needs generated seeds, it's got some random sort of thing in there. And let's spawn that in. Now, I'm not going to mess with its size or just distance from me at this stage. We'll just place it right there where it is. Now, do we want to give this a moon? I'm going to say, yeah, we do. So again, Shift F10. And I'm actually going to be a little bit different. I'm going to throw Mars here as the moon. And we're going to make it about 40 kilometers in size. Yeah. And this case, we're going to throw it out over here and up a little bit there. Now that's control scroll on the wheel to actually move it. I'm sure if you've messed with making scenarios or building worlds before, you're familiar with these controls. But for those people who might happen to come in on this stream or see this stream after the fact who are new to Space Engineers, just thought I'd throw those in there just to let you know what's going on, how it all works. Okay, so we've got our basic world. Oh, hang on, let's just go into Spectator. That's a bit too slow. We've got our start world, and we've got a moon. Now, that's not much of a solar system. Let's find something else. Let's go. Okay, let's just jump down in here. Yeah, what am I doing down in the planet? Okay, that's better. The reason why I've come down here is I just want to send a basic GPS coordinate. Spectator mode. Spectator mode is F8 on your keyboard. That'll put you into just general spectator mode. Let me just quickly throw this coordinate in here. And we'll call this world. It's just so I can range some distances of it. Okay, so yes, F8 throws us into our spectator mode. If you want to speed up and slow down how fast you travel in spectator mode, you have to press and hold shift whilst using your mouse wheel. That actually speeds you up, slows you down, speeds you up. And to go back into standard player mode, so to go back to your body, which is, where the hell is it? Oh, I'm running too fast here. Let's just scroll that, slow that down. Just so you can see it. Yay! I love that. There we go. Just to flip back to your player, it's F6 on your keyboard. That takes you back into the actual player character. Now, in addition to spectator mode, if your player character is actually interacting with something, like you're in the cockpit of a ship and you're flying the ship and so on, and you flick into spectator mode, you can actually control your ship still. If you instead of going to F8, you go into F9. F9 puts you and locks your spectator camera where it is, but as you can see, my character is now moving around. I'm flying up, flying down. This is F9 that's doing this. So if we go here, let's just if you want to go back into moving your spectator camera around, you just F8 again. You're moving your spectator camera around, and then when you want to go back into your player character, you just F6 again and you're back into your character. So I hope that helps. Okay, so let's go back to Spectator. I've put a GPS marker here just so I can range some distances to this planet, and we're just going to go this way a ton. And what I mean by that is we're looking at probably 1,700 kilometers. Yeah, let's go 2,000. So we're going to put another planet in. Yeah, close enough. Now this planet is actually going to be the Earth type planet. So let's go Shift F10. Planets. Earth-like. Yeah, it's not going to be the same size. We'll make it smaller. Let's make it about 100 kilometer. I believe that's radius. Now I don't think I'm going to give this one okay, I'm actually still in spectator mode, so to be able to place, I don't need to actually, or to build in creative, I can do it in spectator mode. However, I need to place a GPS coordinate here so I can again range off this, so we need to bring our character over here, and in order to do that we can hit Control Space on the keyboard and then F6. And here we are. We've just teleported our player character to where our spectator camera was. Okay, so let's just come down here somewhere that's close enough. Throw another GPS here. Now, I'm not going to give this one a moon. Okay, just for something different. It's not going to be a big system. This is just a basically, it's just a tutorial demonstration, I suppose, if you will, for building a custom scenario. Let's go really off the. No, let's keep it in like a standard solar system. I was going to go off the orbital plane of the system, which is how's that planet? There they are. Is along there somewhere. It doesn't help that the sun's moving. I can turn that off. Crap it. Let's go this way. And we've gone another 1,700. Yeah, what the heck? Shift F10. No, not blueprints. Shift F10. Silly. And just a dead world. Yeah, that'll do. Again, it's not going to have. Yeah, that'll do. Nothing special. Alright, so let's scoot back. Let's fly all the way back to our alien world. And now we need to find potential starting point for this scenario. It's going to take a long time. I like to find a relatively flat spot because we're also going to be putting in pirates. Well, that's the goal anyway. So to make us a bit of a target, nice little valley, if I'm not mistaken, we've got ice over here. I think that's what that pinky stuff is meant to be. So yeah, that'll do. Let's start here somewhere. Now, trying to decide on how we're going to start the scenario, and I'm thinking the player's going to start on a crashed ship in a cryopod. Let's just bear with me a second. Do I have... I do. And another station stuff. No modules. Trying to think if that's it. What we want on it. Well, we'll soon find out. This is not going to survive. Because it's only got ion thrusters. And I don't have any... Oh, I've only got small ion thrusters for down there. This is not going to survive. That's alright. Wreckage is probably good. Okay. What did we lose? Everything. Oh, hang on, no, we've still got a reactor. No. No, I don't think so. Let's just get rid of this. A little bit of wreckage doesn't hurt. What else have we got? Ooh. No cryopods on that one. Might have to actually build one, yeah. I'm going to try and get away with not building one. Okay, this one's liable to... Oh, this is this one. Hang on, this one's liable to actually fly. No, go away. I suppose I could crash one of my pyramid ships. No, they're way too big. Oh, I really need to clean up my blueprints, I think. Yeah, a lot of these aren't mine. Some of them As you can see, I've actually just blueprinted some of the ones off the start scenarios. Makes it nice and easy to build up stuff. This one might work. This one is actually atmospheric capable. And whilst there's no cryopods on it, I'm pretty sure I can actually retrofit them. Okay, crash. I'm surprised that survived. Thinking we might just have to need to damage some stuff. Not that much. Okay, we'll get rid of them. Didn't need those sort of things anyway. We're going to get rid of this. Oh, what am I doing that for then? Let's do it the easy way. We're going to put cryopod in here instead. So yes, they're not going to start with medbay. Okay. That'll do. That'll work. Hey, that one's high. Okay. That's much better. Resources. Yeah, I'll think about that. Don't want you. Get rid of all of you. We want to make this difficult. So let's just get rid of all this stuff. That's it. We'll leave tools. We're going to take 600. Get rid of those. I'm actually going to deliberately damage some of this stuff soon. Like the refinery and stuff. Don't really want a functional one. I don't want it too difficult for them to actually fix it. Damage it this way. I could just reload this up in survival mode, flick on creative tools to do the damaging, but flames are good. Okay, now actually still going to be a truckload of resources here that can be used, which is fine. Probably should have pulled the uranium out of that first, but that's alright. We'll just make it go away. There we go. Good enough. No, I can't even remember if I got batteries on this. Let's take you. There is. Discharge all but 3 of them. Set them on recharge. What the hell? Just to make it. Yes, there is a truckload of steel in this ship, so when the scenario starts, the player is going to have a lot of steel resources to draw on. Ooh, Sparkies, I like that. that works. I like the way the lights pop. It's like they explode. That's pretty neat. Conveyor. Oh, good. I've just spent quite a lot of time building this ship when I first built it, designing it. Actually used it in one of my own survival. It was built in survival mode. Using one of my other survival games. Which I just never bothered putting it up on the workshop, to be honest. It's alright, you can make it so you make its way into space capable, it's airtight, it's atmospheric capable, when it's got yeah, that works. Okay, that's good enough for that. Nothing concrete, nothing specific. Oh, hang on, let's get rid of the antenna. Sparks, excellent. that's good enough for the moment. Now, one other thing I'm going to do, just to add a bit of random damage. Just come up here. Yes, that's right, folks. Warhead. I also want to use a control panel, access our warhead, detonation timer. Yeah, it might help to run away. That's more like it. Ah, yes. Ah, yes, indeed. Except... smart. Real smart. Our cryopods just happen to be caught in that blast. So, we have to put it back in. Yep, that'll do. Although, stepping out of the cryopod is going to be... Yeah, actually, I like that. Yeah, I actually like that. No, that's good. Okay, so that's where the player's going to start. Hopefully they've got enough stuff that's going to be able to start. Well, whatever. That's the whole challenge of it. Let's just... There we go, that'll do. So, the next order of business is to actually put in some enemies. Now, what I've done in this case is I have actually blueprinted the standard enemy bases. Let's just delete these, we don't need them no more. Now, there's another thing I'm going to be adding into this scenario, and that's a script that was created by Splitsy. It's a pirate raiding, trying to remember the name of it to be honest. Effectively what it does is it, over time, it changes the antenna range of a pirate base, so that it starts out of range of the player, so they don't see the player, so they don't spawn, and then slowly all of a sudden it comes into range, as a result of which they see the player, so they spawn pirates, but then again over a period of time that will also go back out of range, they won't no longer see it. So it allows the pirates to come in waves as opposed to just a constant stream. I find it's really good, and I also like to put in probably at least 3 if not 4 pirate bases in all directions, just to add the extra bit of a challenge. Now, a few things to consider when it comes to adding in the pirate bases. Pirates have a heck of a lot of trouble flying up over mountains if they're too high, if there's too much height for them to try and get over between the base and the player. So we need to try and put our pirates in places where it minimises the amount of high mountains they've got to try and go over. There's a couple of ways around it. If there's a high mountain, like for example there's a high mountain we're looking at here, for all we know there is another mountain equally the same height, say maybe 10 kilometres past that one. Now if you put a pirate base up on the top of that second mountain, the pirates, when they spawn, already start high enough to be able to fly over this one. They don't generally follow the terrain down to the ground level and back up again. From what I've noticed, they sort of start, they start at the height that they spawned at, and they will go up from there to avoid an obstacle, but I haven't seen them actually drop down, but I could be wrong in that as well, but it seems to work that way for me. Now, we're going to need our spectator cam to do this. And we're really flying too fast. Now we're going to start up that valley, but we will need to drop a GPS coordinate right where we are. Let's just call it start. Yeah, start. Yeah, right. That'll do. And we'll start by putting the first one about 10 kilometres away, I reckon. I usually don't put them any closer than about 9 or 10 kilometres to start with, as the closest ones, because they're the ones that are going to come into range more frequently and send more pirates towards the player's base. So actually I'll like this will probably funnel it up through the valley, which is nice. Oop, no, this is good. Somewhere about here I think it's going to be good. And like I said, I have actually blue printed pirate. Let's start with the medium base. No, actually we'll go the small one first. Now if you hit B a couple of times on the keyboard, it will actually orient the item to planet gravity. That must be wrong. Oh, you know, in Spectator, of course. So we're going to put you to be about just about there somewhere. Now, a couple of things we need to take care of. Housekeeping, so to speak. Yeah, no, that's good. 10.5. At the moment, the pirate base is owned by me. We don't need that. We need it owned by pirates. So, to save us a lot of grief, we're going to go into our admin panels, our admin menus. Now that is Alt F10, and we're going to make ourselves invulnerable, which we kind of are. It's creative, but untargetable. That must be relatively new. I've never noticed that one before, but it means that their guns can't target you, and we're going to use all terminals. Otherwise, we're going to have a heck of a time accessing anything once we convert this base over to pirate base. Now, we need a programmable block, and I normally put these down underground. But in order to do it properly, I want my player over here. So, okay, so control space, F6, and turn our jetpack on, otherwise we're going to fall through the planet. Because we're now underneath the voxels, underneath the terrain, and there's nothing to stop us from falling down towards the centre of the planet. Okay, now we're going to put a programmable block, that thing, up in here, up in the base pillar. Okay, now, this script, let's just double check, where is it? Browse scripts. It is Pirate Raiders Spawning Waves by Splitsy. I like the script. Okay, so written by Rich27, designed by Splitsy. I really do like it. Now we need the name of the spawning antenna. So let's just jump out of here, and it's not that one, that's it. Mining operations site. Now, if you want to create your own base and have it spawn enemies, you can name an antenna on your own base, mining operation site. That is set up in the game files as a spawn location for pirates. There's actually a few of them, and so you're not limited to actually making program block. You're not limited to using their bases. You can build your own bases and actually just name an antenna, the relevant spawn name. And if you dig through the actual game files, it's in one of the configuration files there, so you can get a whole list of them, so they're great. But in this case, I'm just going to make use of the standard constructs. We paste that in there. Now, we are 10.5 kilometers, so we want the antenna to maybe go to at most 11 kilometers, so just past us. And when it resets, it's going to drop back to only a 5 kilometer distance, so you'll then take time to go from 5 kilometers up to the 10.5 that our base is at before it'll actually see us again. Now, in this case, it's by default it's set for every 2 minutes, so every 2 minutes it'll randomly increment the antenna range by any number between these two, between 50 and 250. So it gives you a little bit of tweakability. Now, I'm going to bring this back to 3 minutes, and I'm going to decrease the random amount it can change. And what that means is when it does get up to 10.5 kilometers, that extra half kilometer, it's probably going to spawn every 3 minutes. It's going to increase again, but it's going to take so from 10.5 to 11, so half. So at minimum, it's going to take what, 5 different spawns or 5 different increases. 3 5s is 15, so over a space of 15 to 20 minutes before it will then reset out of range. So for a period of 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes maybe, this particular pirate base is going to send waves of pirates towards our base, or towards the player. And then it's going to drop out of range, and it's going to probably take, it could take another hour and a half before it gets back to starting to send waves again. That's what's so fun about it. Okay, now, bad me, we need to change all this over to pirates, otherwise nothing's going to work. Now, you notice I've actually started the broadcast radius of the antenna down to 0. So it's actually got to work its way right the way up to 10.5 kilometers. But that gives a longer delay before waves start. I like doing it that way. And there we go, that's the first one. So, back to Spectator cam. Let's just fly back to our base. Pick another direction to work from. Let's go that way. This one I think we might make about 20 kilometers away, depending on terrain. So I'll be up to 15. Ooh, actually, no, 16. Yeah. 16 it is, here on the top of the hill. And we're going to go with the medium base this time. You notice it hasn't loaded some stuff in, like the Gatlings and stuff like that. That's because I'm Spectator cam. Just jump down here, bring our character over here. You notice they've spawned in now. Okay, now this one's quite useful in that. Excellent. Just gonna put our programmable block here. Alright, And we just basically repeat the same process as what we did just before. We need to find the antenna. In this case it is remote drone assembly. Turn you down, grab the name, program a block, and I've done it again, but that's alright. Okay, now this one every 2 minutes. Yeah, crumbs, how far away are we? Forgot to check that. And another thing I forgot to do is also change this all over to being owned by pirates. Now, we are 17 kilometres away. So this one's going to be a bit different, and then we're going to go from what the heck? Every 90 seconds. So this one's going to increment quick, cycle quick, big jumps. So that should be interesting, I think. Let's do that. Alright, now. I'm going to go with 3. What the hell? Third one is going to be the big Kakuna. Big headquarters base. And we went that way, gone that way. That leaves us this way, which is going to be interesting because we've got this big hill in the way. But we've also got other hills. Although I don't think there's really a lot of flat area here to be able to put the big base, which is going to be interesting. That's probably a little bit too far away too. But this might work quite nicely. A large base. Yeah, ignore that. Unfortunately, the Gatlings were firing whilst I blueprinted this. They don't keep firing, they just fire for a little while and then stop, so that's not so bad. Stop as soon as that goes in, that's fine. Slow down. And this is not going to work. Find an area flat enough Always the problem when it comes to the headquarters, finding the large enough area flat enough to place it properly. Actually, that might work. Well, we'll put in a seat. Actually, that will work. Perfect. Alright, now, this particular pirate base has actually got a lot of additional programming blocks already built in, so come here. We just need to access them. And this base is quite simple. It's just called headquarters. That's the antenna name. It's the big one. It generates a lot of bad guys. Programming blocks. As you can see, we've even got decorative ones, but I just gave a number 2 here, that's fine. Actually, I'm going to do this the right way this time. No, I don't want to remember changes. I want to convert everything to pirates first. Thank you. The recommended way of doing it is actually change ownership before adding the script in. I haven't noticed that it makes any difference, but we'll try doing it the right way. Now we're quite some ways away. I think we're over nearly 30 kilometers away, so we're going to make you 30, and it's going to drop back to 15 every 2 minutes. And it's going to actually, I think that might be fine. Now, how far are we? 22. Alright, so it's going to stay in range for some time. I like. Why on earth is this all of a sudden gone sluggish on me? In turning. Doesn't matter. Okay, so they've got to come up over here. I think this mountain range is the highest one. Whether they can get over it is another story. There might be a bit of breakage left somewhere amongst the mountains there at times. But, that said, yes, that's exactly right. I'm dropping stuff. The game probably will clean it up, but if it doesn't, there might be nice little fines for the player, except for that one. Pretty sure the game will clean it up, but see, I don't want the player to have any of these. In fact, I don't want the player to have anything at all in their inventory. I know, I'm really making it a bit of a challenge. And I just realised that I actually dumped all that stuff here. In the pirate base. It's as good a place as any, and it's actually spawned a stinging adversary. Oh well. Sting on, stinging adversary. There we go. Yep, headquarters. Salvage facility's got a drifting pursuant. It should not have a drifting pursuant. It's possible, I've made this mistake before, it's possible I stuffed up on the frequency of the adjustments. Because it does appear to be heading towards the player. Well, come back here. Go away. See, it spawned another one already. So I'm thinking that somewhere in here I have 90 seconds. It's only a minute and a half, isn't it? It's already gotten up to. Let's leave that. No, it hasn't gotten up to very high. I'll just reset you anyway. What the heck? Oh, good. Alright. Let's just check a few things. See, I mean, this is basically almost complete. Yeah, basically almost. That sounds real certain, doesn't it? But yeah, this is basically ready to be played. Yeah. That's what I thought. You just give me a welder. Basic will do. Not close enough. Alright, so we've got the basics. Yes, we've got them there. There you go, that's going to make a nice challenge. Get rid of all those, that's all they got. I'm not going to even have the stuff that's in my inventory. Need to go and dump it somewhere. Yeah, somewhere over here will do. I don't really care. Actually, I will start them with some canisters. No, there's already some canisters over there, but I mean, I could have put this all into a cargo container and then erase the cargo container and should get rid of it all, but meh. Alright. Now we need to clean up our menus. one's easy enough to do. Just jump in here, get rid of these. Alright, and we will set it up as if they've got tools, but they don't have tools. That one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. See, I mean, it acts because I'm in creative, so. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. We're going to have trouble getting over here, aren't we? That's alright, I'm going to reach it from here, you can reach it from here. Because I want the player to start there. And this is going to be interesting because I don't think this has got piped up oxygen to it anymore. I think we broke that there. Well, that's going to be that's going to be a challenge. Yeah, okay, no, actually I like that. So we jump into you there, save it up. One thing I did forget to check. Refineries. Yeah, okay, so we've got tin tags still all over the place. We can just clean those up. We don't need any of those. Okay, because Tim is not installed anymore, so I took those programming blocks out. Alright, there is still an oxygen generator. No, there's not. Yes, there is. Excellent, it's just not piped up. Well, player has something to do. Alright, good start. I'll just resave you. Okay, player's got their head. Ah, perfect. Alright. Save that there, yes. Alright, now let's just have a quick look at what it looks like in survival. Now we're going to take that and we're going to save it as, give it the start of it. Edit settings, survival. Okay. Yes, I know. So let's have a look at what the player sees if they come into it. Interesting. Very interesting. that's nice. End up with a bit of ice there that they can get access to. It looks a mess. Looks great. Oxygen's low. Can we survive without a helmet on? Well, it would appear as if we can, which is good. And it's obvious we've got no tools. Excellent. We have tools. Okay, needs steel plate. This black interior really works quite nice, I think. But that said, I think this will make a pretty interesting start scenario. We've got pirates and coming waves. I think they should mostly all get here. We're a little bit exposed here. There is ice nearby. Well, there we go. That's, at least for me, that is the basic methodology I use when it comes to building scenarios. Edit settings, stream custom system scenario build. Okay, I'm actually going to publish this. First world I've actually published. I've published it in survival mode. Now, I'm just going to quickly jump back into the creative version. I'll take a couple of screenshots. Back here to the road, there we go. Excellent, excellent, excellent. and that's good enough. Alright, now I'm not going to go over the process of adding the images, the screenshots and stuff to what I've just put up on my workshop. But, like I said, that's the basic process I go through when it comes to building a new scenario for survival. I hope you found it informative, or, interesting, or maybe I bored the tears off you, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for dropping in for those people that did. Thanks for checking it out after the fact for those who didn't catch it live. I hope you didn't find me too boring anyway. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Let me just quickly flick that back over there. Just give me a second. There we go. Okay, so yeah, thanks for stopping by. I hope you drop by again. I can't really give you any times as to when I do stream on this channel. It is very random. It's when the mood takes me, if I feel like it, that sort of deal. So feel free to stop by. If you might be able to, if you subscribe and follow me, you'll get notifications when I do go live. Feel free to drop by. It'll either be Space Engineers, or Elite Dangerous, or Skyrim, or Kerbal Space Program, or I don't know, a couple of other games I play periodically as well, which are For Honor. So yeah, it's just random games that I enjoy, and I feel like publishing it to the world so you can follow along, see me make stupid mistakes, I don't know, whatever. It's just one of those things. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully I'll catch you next time, and happy playing.